Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing our monthly favorites for March. If you need blush this month, this is the month for you. We have so much blush. Cream powder, mostly drugstore. You're gonna wanna see it if you're looking for some new blush. Also have a couple books this month, which I always share at the end of my video, but I do have a bunch of beauty to go through. So without further ado, if you wanna see what I have been loving for the month of March, then just keep watching. One of my number one things that I've been loving this month is this Beauty Blender Puff. And I purchased this a while ago, but I only recently started to get into this because I was watching Bailey Sarian apply loose powder with this. And I just decided to pick this up and do the same thing. And oh my goodness, does it ever do a better job than a sponge or a brush for making your skin look smooth. Like, this is what you need. I do have the Tati Beauty Puffs, which I know a few people commented on that this may be similar to that. This puff is much shorter fibers for packing on the powder. So I feel like this does a better job at kind of just filling in the pores and smoothing out the skin. They're both very similar, so if you have one, you don't really need the other, but honestly, I do reach for this more just for that purpose because it doesn't make the powder fly everywhere because the fibers aren't as long. So it's a really good job at packing in that if you have porous areas. So that's what I've been doing lately that's different to smooth out my skin is using this Beauty Blender Puff, and I swear by it. So much so that this is going to be one of my top recommendations for the Sephora sale, which I plan on filming tomorrow. So I will be recommending this puff and also adding it to my wish list because I need another one of those. Then also for pores, we have a whole smooth skin theme going on right now. And you guys recommended this primer in my drugstore video that I did. I hauled a bunch of stuff for you guys and then I tested it all on camera, and honestly that's the best my face has looked in so long is that entire combo, and it was all drugstore. So if you have not seen that video, I encourage you to go watch it because honestly you can see how smooth everything is. And this is the Maybelline Master Blur Stick. It's just a transparent balm, kind of like that Lancome Blur Stick if you're familiar with that. And this just does a good job at minimizing the appearance of pores, and I like to use this in conjunction with something that's smoothing on the rest of my face, whether it be a smoothing primer that's not filling or a moisturizer. So I do use two types of primers because the outer perimeter of my face just needs more moisture, and then the T-zone needs that pore filling. So this does a fantastic job at filling in the pores. I recently finished off my Tarte Clean Slate Poreless Smoothing Primer, which you guys know I love. This is kind of a more convenient option because it is in the stick. You can just kind of swipe it on instead of digging your nails in that product because this really does a great job at minimizing my pores. Also from the drugstore, what more could you want? Like, this is my go-to right now, so thank you guys so much for that recommendation. It was one of my top picks from that whole video. And then another top pick for this month is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Foundation, and this isn't just the normal True Match foundation because I've used that before. This one was new to me because it's the one with hyaluronic acid in it, so it does have skincare benefits. Honestly, also applying this to my skin, it was instantly smoothing my texture. That's what I want for my makeup, is just to make me look better to apply it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be applying it, you know? So it gives that instant, beautiful smoothing effect, but also once I use this even longer, it's supposed to improve my skin with the skincare ingredients in it. So I have been reaching for this on the daily. I do need to pick up a slightly darker shade for the summer. I do use 4W most often. It does do a pretty decent job at self-adjusting to your skin. So if you're a little bit off, honestly, it's pretty good at adjusting. So that's another thing that I've noticed with this foundation. It just really works nicely. So as long as you kind of find your undertone in this, because they do have the cool, neutral, and warm, you'll pretty much be good to go. And it even says on the bottle, perfectly matches skin color and texture, which it truly does. It's a remarkable formulation, and if you are a fan of the L'Oreal Fresh Wear or the Pro Glow, I kind of equate this foundation to if you mix the two together. So that's kind of how I see it as. I'm a huge fan of L'Oreal foundations. They just work for my skin. And I probably like this one the best out of all those foundations, which is insane to say because I love Pro Glow and Fresh Wear. It's kind of taking the cake for me for the L'Oreal foundations. And if you've not tried the True Match with the skincare ingredients, you are missing out. So definitely go check that one out because it's like a match made in heaven for my skin. More drugstore products I've fallen back in love with, and it's because of that addition of the Beauty Blender Puff to my routine. So I have fallen back in love with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I love this powder. I'm using 15, which is light, on my face today. And I wouldn't consider my skin right now a light skin tone. This is me with a tan on. So I do find these run dark for me. I'm going to pick up the medium just to test it out, but honestly, this is the light shade and it works for me when I have a tan. I do like to use that puff and set underneath my eyes, and then a little bit of powder, just whatever is left over on the puff. I kind of just use that excess powder and press in the makeup on my face. So I'm giving it a good set with a little bit of loose powder, but the majority of that product I'm using underneath my eyes to really set that in place, because that's the kind of area on my face where I just need that filling in and smoothing quality, because I do have kind of large troughs underneath my eyes. So I've been using this religiously every day when I do my makeup, and it's a game changer for me. I used to use this way back, and then, you know, you just try other things, and this is my go-to favorite loose powder from the drugstore. You guys need it. Amazing price. I think I got this for around $6 each of them. So amazing price. So definitely check that out if you have not already. Another amazing powder that I recently picked up is this Kosas Cloud Set, and I got the shade Comfy, which I believe is a medium tone, and it looks like this. This doesn't matter too much. The color, you can be off in this. I could use light, medium, go up maybe a little bit deeper, because honestly, this is such a light set to the face. This is good if you want that sort of smoothing quality, because this definitely smooths out the skin, sets your face, but doesn't take away the glowiness of certain radiant foundations. It's just a really nice light set, but will give you that perfecting quality you need without going over the top. Like my loose powder, when I set my face with that, I want full coverage, ready for filming. This is like my everyday, I can use this all over my face, and it's perfect for a daily wear, because there's definitely a difference for me between filming makeup and daily wear makeup, because I do find my filming makeup looks better on film, but honestly, what I wear every day looks better when I just use light products. So I honestly don't use too much on a daily basis. This is good for just setting maybe that L'Oreal foundation, maintaining that glow, lightly setting, giving more smoothing properties to it, even though that True Match, if you saw in that video, it really doesn't need that much added smoothing to it, because it's really good. But if you're looking for a really nice light set to your face that won't disrupt the glow of certain dewy products, but you just need to set things in place because you don't want them to slip and slide, because I know I still like a set face, then this is kind of the powder for you. I do find it is firmer than MSF from MAC. If you're familiar with the mineralized skin finishes from MAC, this is definitely more firmly pressed, so I do find I need kind of a denser brush to pick up the product. But it's kind of similar to that, very lightly sets your face. I like this better than the mineralized skin finishes from MAC. So if you were looking to check out this powder, great time to do it would be during the Sephora sale, but I wanted to give it a little shout out in my March favorites because I've been using this on the daily. I'm saving the blush for last because there's a lot there. So the next thing I have been really enjoying for also daily eyeshadow application, because I honestly don't do too much on my eyes on a daily. Like this is very lightly done, just in my crease, a little bit of eyeshadow eyeliner, which I've personally been loving. And I've been reaching for the Laura Lee Los Angeles Nudie Patootie palette. And this is just her original palette. She did come out with a new one that's also really beautiful. Amazing shades in that one too, but I believe it's sold out. I've been reaching for this original palette, as I said, on the daily basis. And this is lighter in tone, but I've been mixing a ton of colors just to give me a nice, beautiful, everyday kind of crease look. And then I used this yellow shade all over my lid. So I kind of mix, as I said, a bunch. I do streaking, strip, bare, reveal, and butt naked. I like mix all those together, and then I throw those in my crease for kind of an everyday look. And then I use Nakey as my liner. So this has been a great everyday sort of palette for me, just to give me a basic definition in the crease, plus a nice smoky wing, which I like. And I just love the formula of the Lauralee Los Angeles eyeshadow. Recommend the second palette too if you can get your hands on it, but as I said, I believe that one's out of stock. But I do really like the original and had to give it a shout out because the eyeshadow formulation is super easy to work with, and I love the colors in here. Then I have been in love with this formulation for bronzer. You guys know, me and bronzer, it's just the product for me. So as soon as I see a new bronzer, I like to try it out, and this formula is one of the best I've recently tried. It's from LYS, and it is the No Limits Matte Bronzer, and I have the shade Harmony, which is medium. I kind of want to pick up the tan shade too, but this is the color I've been using right now. I have it on my face today, and it's a very natural looking bronzer when I have a tan on my face. This is good for an everyday bronzer for me. It builds up nicely, doesn't skip, doesn't look patchy, super smooth and blendable. Like, it's the perfect formulation for bronzer. And if you're looking for clean beauty, LYS is a new clean beauty brand at Sephora. So if that's something you're into, then definitely check this out. As I said, I love the formulation so much of this bronzer that I want to check out another shade too, because as soon as I find a formulation I like to get a couple different colors in it. So if you were curious about the brand LYS, I did test a bunch of their products in a trying new makeup. So definitely check that out to see kind of what else I like, but this was definitely my favorite from what I've tried. And then this will come as no surprise to you if you've been following my channel. It's the Laneige Gummy Bear Lip Glowy Balm. And I was raving about the lip sleeping mask before in the scent Gummy Bear, so I had to pick up the Lip Glowy Balm, and they finally made this particular scent permanent part of Laneige products, which I'm so happy about because this smells like grape. Gummy Bear in their scent is grape. So this should just be called grape, honestly, because that's what it smells like. It smells like my favorite candy ever, which is grape slices, and it's so good. I was using this so much that I honestly could have went through this in a 1 month period. That's how much I was using it because I love it. And if you like grape scented things, grape slices, grape candy, like that kind of thing, grape Jolly Ranchers, which are the best flavor for Jolly Rancher, let me know what's your favorite. There's not as many people on the grape train, I don't feel, but I love grape Jolly Ranchers. Anyways, back to this. If you like grape, you'll definitely want to try out this product. It has a purple tint to it, but it does lean more pink on me. It's just slightly purple, but it honestly pulls pink on me. So I really like the color. Kind of reminds me of grape soda from L'Oreal. If you remember those color juices back in the day, it reminds me of grape soda. So I have been really loving it, really getting back into kind of this sort of tone. And then to remove all this makeup that I applied to my face, I love this. And this is another kind of scent situation that I wanted to talk about because you guys know me and scents. Like, I'm big on scents, and this is going to be super random and weird if you have that same sort of love for this scent as me. Anyways, let's get into it. It is from Quo Beauty, and it's their Banana Cleansing Balm. So this is supposed to melt away your makeup. I use a cleansing balm prior to going in with my cleanser, so I double cleanse. And this is the first step always when I have makeup on at the end of the night. I go in with the cleansing balm. And I really like this one. It's a banana cleansing balm, but specifically like artificial banana, like those banana marshmallows, or if you're also familiar with banana scented artificial flavor antibiotics, like when you're a kid and you have banana medicine, this smells like banana medicine, which I really, really like, but I know so many people hate that. So that's why I had to mention it because it smells amazing to me, but for a lot of people, I think they're not gonna like this artificial banana smell. But if you're weird like me and like that, then you're gonna love this because this does such a great job at breaking down your makeup. So the formula is fantastic. And if you like the scent, you'll definitely get down with this. But for me, mixed with how effective it is, plus this scent, it's like top for me. Like, I'm gonna definitely be buying backups of this. I hope they never discontinue it because I'm literally obsessed with this smell, and just rubbing this banana medicine smell all over my face at the end of the night is just I don't know. It's an experience, let me tell you that. So let me know, do you like banana medicine smell? I know some people are like totally terrified of it and hate it. My mom said I didn't like it as a kid, so I don't know what happened. I like it now. And then the last thing to get into are the blushes. And I have a million here to go over different formulas. So if you like powder or cream, I got you covered. I'm going to start off with the only high-end blush that I will be featuring. And I'm sure a lot of you know why I picked this up. It is the Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand, the High Blush. And this is in Pinkgasm from Charlotte Tilbury. And if you guessed, I purchased this because of the Madison Beer makeup tutorial that Vogue did with her. You would be correct, because that is exactly why I picked this up. I'm wearing this on my skin today, and it gives the glow to my skin. So this doesn't give too much color on my skin tone right now, but it does give that light pink glow, so I don't even need to add any highlight to my skin. But it is such a beautiful color. You really can't overdo it either because it just blends in. But because it has that glowing highlighting property to it, it just more so gives my skin this beautiful pink glow from within. So that is why I like this. Madison Beer is obviously so stunning, and as soon as she said this was like her #1 makeup product, I wanted to try this out. I've tried the contour and the highlight, but I've never tried the blush. So I decided to pick it up. Absolutely love it. It was sold out everywhere though, so I had to kind of search to get my hands on it, but I did pick it up based on that, and I love it. Going through all my cream products first, and then I will move on to the powders. And these are from Burt's Bees. They're the Color Nurture Cream Blushes. And they have 3 shades. I mostly use Guava Meringue and Strawberry Cream, but they do have a berry color. This is what the packaging looks like. Strawberry Cream is my recent addiction right here. This is what the color looks like. I love putting strawberry cream at the back portion of my cheeks, and then guava meringue, which looks like this, on the front portion of my cheeks. I like this specific formula of cream blush. It's kind of like the e.l.f. putty blushes, but these ones stay on my skin a little bit better. They're very long wearing on me, and they're really easy to build up. So you could put these on top of powder. You're not going to have any lifting. The formula is just more long wearing and matte than their previous blushes they did in a stick, because I love those too. Like if you wanted a super glowy, dewy look, I still recommend those cheek and lip tints in the stick to give you that super glowy look. But these are more of that matte cream formula, which I think is really flattering on my skin, and I have been really enjoying, especially going into the summer. I want something that's more locked down, but still looks natural and gives me that hint of color. So those are the 2 colors that I have been enjoying, and I'll just show you the Berry Whip in case you like berry tones. This would be more fall for me though. So that's what it looks like. Still a beautiful color. Like, kind of want to put that on now. I think it would look good with a tan too. That's a formula I love. And then I also mentioned the e.l.f. putty blushes, which I do really like as well. And they have more colors to choose from, and their formula is fairly similar, I find. Before I couldn't even find the names on these, but you guys told me it's right at the end in small writing. So this is Bora Bora is the color I've been really enjoying. This is actually more of a hot pink color. I've just been dipping into it so much with my sponge that had foundation on it that it kind of changed the color. So it does look like this. It's a very vibrant pink shade, which I have been really enjoying, those bright pops of pink to the cheeks. But e.l.f., as I said, they do more colors. So here are all the e.l.f. blushes they have. So they do have 9 that they sent my way. Tons of different colors. I think the berry color in the Burt's Bees though is really unique. So they don't have a color that's very similar to that. So I really love that berry, and I think I want to use that a little bit more, but you can see tons of colors. And if you are curious about that formula, it's top notch. I have another cream blush that kind of hid in my powders, which is actually high end. So 2 high end products, but I can't just not include this in here. This is from Tower 28. You guys know my love for the Tower 28 cream products. These are very emollient, buildable. All these cream products I'm mentioning to you can go over top of powder. They're user-friendly, easy to work with. They're not going to lift your foundation. I hate cream products that will do that. So you'll never hear those mentioned from me. These formulas are all tried and tested, and they wear beautifully, build beautifully. So this is one of those blushes that builds beautifully, has all those things that I love in a cream blush. This one, I just love the color of because it gives you that burnt kind of quality to it. This is more of an everyday sort of blush for me, so I go between these kind of burnt colors and then hot pinks. That's pretty much what you find me wearing. And this is in the shade Power Hour. It was my favorite of the bunch, and by far my favorite that Tower 28 has done. This is my favorite color they have done so far. They have several out now. They just launched more colors. I want to pick up all the shades during the Sephora sale, but I'm going to try and reel myself back because clearly I have enough cream blush to last me a lifetime right now. But I do really love the Tower 28 blushes, and if you're looking for another good blush formula, and particularly like this color, definitely wait for the sale to pick that up. And then these are the powder blushes, which I have been loving. You guys recommend picking up these formulations in my drugstore recommendations that you guys recommended. And these are the best powder products for blush that I've tried recently. Like, these are so good, both these formulas. Essence is cheaper. I think NYX is around $10. This might have been, I think, $3.99 for the blush for Essence. They have 3 colors in the Essence, the blush. I have the shade Beloved, which is that pink shade, which you guys know I've been really liking to just liven up my face. And then this shade. Oh, I'm wearing this a little bit at the back portion of my cheek today. And this is the Sweet Cheeks Matte Creamy Powder Blush in Daydream. How stunning is that? It's like this beautiful corally color. I think it just looks so good. I almost dropped this. This looks so good on a tan, and just at the back portion of my skin, it just does wonders for my complexion, this color. And I love the formula. Both these are the same. They build easily, super smooth, not patchy. They're just really incredible formulas. Highly recommend if you're looking for powder blush to check out these particular blushes. The NYX blushes, the Sweet Cheeks, they actually have a shimmer formula as well, which I personally haven't tried. These are matte, which is my preference. They're super creamy, and I've ordered more since using this in the video for you guys. I would have ordered more of the Essence ones, but the 2 colors were out of stock at Shoppers when I last checked. So definitely check these 2 out. These are amazing. You guys will love them. Really affordable, great quality. The best powder blushes I've used in quite a while. And I have 2 fails and 2 books to go over this month. My fails were the newly reformulated Huda Beauty foundation. I think it's the Luminous Matte, it might be called, which is kind of contradictory anyways, but I did not care for the first Huda Beauty foundation. It was really full coverage, but it was just too cakey on my skin, and I decided to try out the Luminous Matte, the newly reformulated, because they took out the fragrance and they said the formula was better. It gave more of a natural look on the skin. It still just looked cakey on my skin. It just looked too much. So I did not care for that. I know a lot of people love that foundation. It's holy grail for a lot of people. It's just too much for my skin. So that didn't work out. And then also the new Benefit Magnet Mascara. I liked the Benefit They're Real Mascara. That worked really well for me. But for whatever reason, the new Magnet Mascara really irritated my eyes. And it wasn't so much the applying, because I know a few people said just the prongs on that wand would irritate their eye. It was the formula for me, because I didn't have any issue with applying. It was just throughout the day my eyes would get really red and irritated. And I've heard a couple other people have that issue. I normally don't have an issue with mascaras, quite frankly. I don't get irritated eyes often unless it's like a lash glue situation or some sort of sensitivity, but with mascara I hardly ever get any sort of irritation from mascaras, and that one did it to me. So I couldn't use that because it would irritate my eyes. I discovered that was the culprit because I was kind of thinking it was. It definitely was, because I tested it out further and can't use that. Those were my 2 fails for the month. And then I have 2 books. They weren't 5-star reads for me. They were 4-star. 5-star is like I don't even know how to explain it. A 4-star for me is still one I would recommend reading. It was a really good read and entertaining. It just takes a lot lately for me to get a 5-star read. And the first book, honestly, this was like a 4.5. It was almost there. I just wanted a couple different things to happen in it, but it didn't make it a bad book. Anyways, it's called The Vanishing Half. I know a lot of people also love this. It was a 4.5 star for me. It was such a good read. It really got me invested in the characters, their storylines, and they go on 2 separate paths. You want to follow them, see if maybe they meet up in the future. I don't want to give too much away, but it was one of those books that just kept me reading through it, and I just wanted to see what happened in the end. And then also I read Fly Away, which could have, quite frankly, almost been a 5-star read for me, by Kristin. If you guys haven't heard of Firefly Lane, they did make a series on Netflix based on this book. The book Fly Away is the second installment to that series, and I was so excited when I saw that they were making Firefly Lane on Netflix. When it came on, I binged that. Firefly Lane was a 5-star read. Fly Away was like a 4.5 again, almost there to a 5. I didn't like it as much as the first book, but it was still awesome. And if you love Firefly Lane, if you started watching the series on Netflix and really like that too, you'll love the books, because they really did such a great job with that book in the show. I cannot wait to see where they go with it further. I hope it's renewed. I think it is, for a second season. Like, I could watch that series again right now. That's how much I love it. It has really good actors in it too. Like, I just loved the series on Netflix. So that's another recommendation if you want a good show to watch and haven't seen Firefly Lane. So good. Books also even better. If you are a book reader, I'd recommend those. And that is officially everything for my March favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was an extra long one, but so many good things I had to share. Couple fails, not too bad, mostly good stuff this month, and I cannot wait to see what April holds, because I already know there's some things that I could have put in this month. Just wanted to test them out a bit further because you guys gave me some great drugstore recommendations, and my favorites are just getting better and better. So thank you guys so much for all your recommendations. It's really helping me find some really great affordable products, which I love to find. If you like favorites videos, be sure to give them a thumbs up. It definitely helps out my channel. Subscribe before you leave. Hit that bell if you want to be notified of all my future videos. And I'll see you guys in my next one.